The hurricane watch remains in effect. These are the 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time observations for the local area on Thursday, September 7th. At Naples, cloudy. Temperature 76 degrees, dew point 73. Wind northeast at 7 miles an hour. Pressure 29.95 inches and falling.
Good morning, everybody. Andrew here. Hurricane preparations continue. Yesterday I came home from work and I had to put up the first floor hurricane shutters. Went pretty quickly. I was able to get some of the windows, the bigger windows, up in 7 minutes and the smaller windows up in 4 minutes or so. So it didn't take long at all. The upper floor, I just wasn't able to do it by myself. I borrowed a ladder from my wife's coworker. It was a 24-footer. It would have had plenty of height to do it, but it just would have taken me forever. And as I was putting my ladder up, my neighbor came over and said he had some guys coming over to put his up. And so we asked them if they had time to do our second floor as well, and they did. So we were able to get ours 6 windows covered on the second floor. It cost $240, which I think is more than reasonable for the sense of urgency that is with everybody in Southwest Florida and South Florida. So I think that was money well spent. It saved me from climbing up and down a ladder. The person across the street had their shutters put up and somebody fell off a ladder and fell on the fence, and I wasn't here. I heard about it, and I mean, that's just crazy. One thing I would not want to do is fall off a ladder. So all the windows are covered except for the slider. I'm going to do that last minute because that one's, even though it's the biggest, it'll be easy and it'll just give us some light inside the house. The front windows are hurricane impact glass, so they don't get covered. Our garage door is impact. It's got some bracing in the back, about 6 or 8 inches of bracing to help to get the shutter up over our bedroom window. I had them cut the cage, the screen. I figured it's easier to replace the screen than replace a window, and cheaper too. So I had them do that. I don't have any problems doing that. When we were talking about doing the pool with the people, they recommended cutting the cage if there was a hurricane, because it'll reduce the pressure. Even though it's strong, it'll reduce the pressure and reduce the risk of damage, and it's easier to replace a screen than a cage. So I'm still up in the air about doing that. That would take all of about 1 minute to cut the cage, so I can really save that for the last minute. Today I'm going to walk around the property and get anything that's loose and that will need to go away in the garage or in the house. Anything that has potential for bugs will go in the garage. Anything that's pretty clean will go in the house. I need to go over to my other condo and close the shutters. Those are accordions and they shouldn't take much time at all to close. I have closed them in the past and they do not take very long. That house is empty, so I would just need to take in a doormat and close the shutters, and that's it. And then later in the day I will start packing bags with clothes, food, just have that ready to go should we need to evacuate to the hospital. It's almost like a bug out bag, but it's a to-go bag. So it's 10:40 in the evening on Thursday. I'm editing this video and then I cut a bunch of that stuff out that I recorded today. Just because I did a lot today that I didn't necessarily record. All the shutters are up on our house here. I closed all the shutters at my condo
I was able to fill up my wife's car with gas. We did more prepping and planning around here. I have to go into work for a couple hours tomorrow morning, but my call starts tomorrow morning and ends indefinitely until the all clear will be given. Given the path of the hurricane, which has now shifted a little bit to the east, it is looking like Hurricane Irma is going to go right up the middle of the state of Florida. It was originally, yesterday it was projected to go up the east coast. Now it's shifting westward. I think I said east. It's shifting westward up the center of the state. So we have made a plan. On Saturday morning, we are going to pack up, or we're going to pack up tomorrow. And then Saturday morning, we're going to go to the hospital. I already registered my wife and kids, and then we're going to ride out the storm there. I have to be there, so it makes no sense for them not to be with me when they can, instead of riding it out here. So we're just going to protect everything as best we can here, and then, whatever happens, happens, but we should be safe at the hospital. It's rated for a Category 4 storm. It's definitely very nerve-wracking. The storm surge is going to be high because most of this area is less than 10 feet above sea level. It is not very high. So a couple of people that I know, they don't have a plan even at this point in time, which is really bad. So if you're watching this and you're in Florida or even Georgia or the Carolinas, start prepping now. That storm is coming to you. It's just unfathomable that people don't have a plan yet, even though the storm has been since Monday. I'm so happy that I started my preparation and supplies gathering on Monday, which is 4 days ago. So it's almost here. It's still a major storm. There are going to be many problems going forward. Today, on Tuesday, I was at work. My wife ordered a NOAA radio. So we got a battery-powered hand crank radio with NOAA alerts and FM radio. It's charged solar or by crank. We also got in a 26,800 milliamp battery by Anker. I don't know if you can see it, but ANKER. 26,800 milliamps. Will it be able to charge our cell phones many times? Now, in the sense of prepping, I have been prepping for a long time now. I didn't just start on Monday. I've had many things. I've got water bladders. I've got water filtration. I've got a life straw. I've had that for a long time. I've had an MSR pump purifier that I've had for years that I can hook up to a Nalgene bottle. I've had, batteries and flashlights and all this stuff. I've had a ton of stuff for a long time. So I've been prepared for something like this, but this has definitely put my planning to the test, and I know that there are things I'm going to have to do better next time. So in any case, I don't want this video to be too long because people seem to lose interest after a few minutes, but this is good planning and prepping advice from me, somebody who's going through this right now, that I can share with you to hopefully help you in your planning and preparation so that you don't miss anything, or and you're able to survive a major event such as a major hurricane. So work tomorrow more, getting organized and seeing what we're going to bring with us to the hospital to ride out the storm. So have a nice night. Happy planning. Good luck planning.